Today's show is sponsored by elove.com, the smartest nerdy dating site to find your true and perfect match. It is truly your last resort. Hello everyone, welcome to the show. I still don't have a definitive name for this, so I think I'm gonna go with the original name I had in mind, which is Friends. AHAHAHAHAHA. AHAHAHAHAHA. So I think it should be pretty good. Basically the premise of this podcast is gonna be I talk with mutuals on Twitter. You know, maybe people I don't talk to often. Maybe people I just see their tweets as I scroll by. But I talk to them. I ask them to come on the show. We talk about whatever media they've been consuming, you know, what stories they've been into. You know, we talk about their stories. We you know, maybe we can get into a little bit of nitty gritty or get into some real emotion here. But we're really just here to chill out, you know, and learn a little bit more about the people whose tweets I see every day. I asked this upcoming guest to bring in a recommendation, and he said to message him anytime, and I did that, and he still hasn't responded. So I don't know if he's gonna show up today, but I sure hope he does, because I skipped work for this, and I don't this is not making me anybody, but that's okay. So it's been what, 2 days since the intro has been recorded for this. I'm waiting for Mr.Energy now. Sam, I might try to call him Sam during this. Cause I think it's pretty cool. I never had a friend named Sam. I have, actually, that's a lie. It's the first lie of the podcast. God damn. So how about a joke? I tell a joke before he gets here. Before he shows up, how about a little joke? How about this is a joke? You know what, what did the female YouTuber say when I tried to have sex with her? Ring the bell first. Alright, he's here.
Hello.
What up, big
Hey,
dog?
what's up?
I've never done this before in my life, so this will be a great experience, I think, for both of us.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
have any questions prepared, but I got some questions to ask you.
Okay, that's fine.
Alright.
You can just freeball it.
Yeah, you know, we don't need an intro. I don't even know what the show is fucking called. I
You'll figure
really,
something.
yeah, I'll figure something out. It'll be long and obnoxious. Let's see. All right, so how have you been? How have you been?
Been good, man. Listen, like it's been kind of a busy day, so like I'm just like chilling right now.
Yeah.
I was actually watching actually it started Better Call Saul when you had
Oh.
I started it like a while ago, but I was watching it uh when you messaged me. I was like, oh yeah, finally I've got some time. Let's do
Oh
this. Like,
man, Saul is so good.
yeah, I've been on like I'm on season 4 right now. Season
Oh
4, episode
yeah,
like 2 or 3.
yeah.
It's getting good. Like it was kind of slow at the start. I
I
feel
thought
like
the
that's
same
kind of
thing.
like yeah, that's kind of like Breaking Bad though. I feel like Breaking Bad was a little bit slow at the beginning too, and then got like really like it ramped up like super fast,
Yeah,
which is great.
I think Saul is good in a way that's different than why Breaking Bad is good.
Oh yeah,
Because
for
it's
sure.
not like there's not crazy action all the time. The stakes aren't ever that high, at least at the start.
Yeah, right.
But Breaking Bad is always ramping up their stakes even higher and higher. But Saul is just this melancholic like series where you watch
Right.
this man go down this rabbit hole But man,
exactly,
isn't
yeah.
Kim great?
Bro, Kim is awesome. Like, I I know a few people who, like, don't like Kim, or they said they used to hate Kim. I was like,
That's ridiculous.
I liked Kim from the start.
She was
I think Kim
always
was great.
great. Yeah,
Yeah,
she was the best.
Kim was amazing, yeah, and still is.
Man, talk about a ride or die. My God.
That's what I'm saying, like, she's
I
always
feel like they heard what people were saying about Skylar and were like, let's just make the
oh, right.
best like female companion lead.
Yeah, yeah,
And
for sure. Such a stark contrast.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's just
man.
so much stuff like and what like I've watched Breaking Bad again since Saul. And
Mhm.
it's crazy looking at Saul's face and just knowing all the shit he's hiding behind that.
Bro, I bet. Oh my god. I like, it's funny because what I did was I tried watching Better Call Saul a while ago. This was before the finale and stuff like that. And then I was like, not really feeling it.
Yeah.
It had been a while since I'd watched Breaking Bad and like El Camino and stuff, and I was like, hmm, how about I'll just rewatch Breaking Bad and El Camino and see if that gets me back into it. And it did. Like I rewatched Breaking Bad. I was like, wow, that's still a good show. Nothing changed. I was like, El Camino, a decent movie, nothing changed here, and then I started watching, like, Better Call Saul, I was like, "Yeah, no, this is a lot better than once I started before." Like, you kinda sometimes just have to, like, inject yourself back into a universe that you kinda left
Yeah.
so you can actually enjoy something.
Yeah, and with it ending with Better Call Saul, I think that's a nice way to wrap everything up.
Yeah. I, um, I did get, spoiled, though, about 2 characters, coming back in the final season,
Oh no.
but I kinda expected they
Yeah.
would cameo in some regard.
Yeah, they've cameoed in like El Camino and shit,
Yeah.
it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's not that bad.
Yeah, man.
Saul's good. What
It's all
have you been reading any manga? Any good new manga?
you know, it it's funny you ask that because recently I've been kinda like not reading manga like
Hmm.
at all because like I've kinda just been like it's been like a burnout sort of thing where like I I had a period where I was like, I need to read every manga on the planet. I'm gonna
Oh yeah.
read. Like I just I was reading and reading and reading. Like I couldn't stop, and I was, like, reading, like, in bed, and then I had the same thing with comics too,
Mm.
very, very recently. Like, I went from manga, to comics again. I was like, "Okay, time to read this, this, and that. I've always wanted to read this, blah, blah, blah." And then just recently, I was like, this feels like a chore." Like, I've just been doing it so much
Yeah.
and not stopping. Like, I'm clocking in hours here
Yeah.
trying to read,
It's a
and
full
then
time job.
right, and then that's when I was like, "Okay, let me catch some TV shows. Let me move on to some TV shows and stuff."
Yeah.
Which is when I rewatched Breaking Bad and I rewatched, Daredevil too,
I
which
think
is
uh I think reaction videos have ruined my mind. Cause when I'm sitting down to read something or watch something, I think, fuck, I should be monetizing this.
oh, yeah, no, that's okay, so, um, I have a friend, right, who also, like, used to make content, doesn't really make content anymore. Um, but he said something so true, and I could never put it into words until he had said it,
Yeah,
and it just kinda clicked in my mind, and he said this, he said, "The reason why a lot of, like, anime and manga and just content creators in general, the reason why sometimes they'll phase out of the stuff they used to do or just, like, try and move on to different things, uh, is because when you love something so much, like anime, for example, if you love anime so much and you are so desperate to make, like, content on the anime and you're dedicated to, like, I don't know, making, like, a video on it or a
yeah,
reaction or whatever, uh, you don't really see it as anime that you like anymore,
exactly.
you see it as, like, okay, how can I turn this into a video? How can I turn this into a project or a
Yeah.
hobby or a, and it's like, it's kind of sad because like I don't want to do that. That's why like I take breaks from like different media because like I don't want to throw myself into like a certain thing and just like start like digging deep and deep and deep and I'm like, wow, this is
Yeah.
like it's tiring now. I don't really enjoy this anymore. You
Yeah.
know?
It can get exhausting, especially stopping yourself from watching certain things so maybe you could like react to it later. It's just like
Mhm.
it just creates this cue and it keeps you from actually enjoying the thing you're doing.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think
No.
that's
Like
why people
it.
got to find ways of incorporating their enjoyment into it in an easy way, which I feel like has been boiled down to like the reaction video, the the weekly reaction video. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't think people should be putting out their reaction videos weekly. That's a lot.
Oh yeah. No. Like, listen, I can give people props. Like, the people who do that because they have patience and dedication beyond belief. I could I could not do anything like when it comes to uploads and stuff. Like I could not do anything weekly. I have to sort of like take it, very very paced out and spaced,
Yeah,
like
and it
spaced
sucks
apart.
that like YouTube doesn't like that.
Ugh.
YouTube hates taking your time.
Yeah, no, like they're serious about it. Like that algorithm is serious. Like you have to clock in hours if you want to succeed. But the way the way I kind of look at it is just a hobby. Like
Yeah.
I think anyone who's like just starting out, and I'm not really in any position to give this sort of advice because like obviously listen, like I'm not, but the way I see it is like anyone who's just starting out, like do not don't like throw yourself head first into it because
Right.
if you're expecting like just like an instant like this is huge, like I'm getting like everything, like you're not gonna. I'm sorry, that's not true. Like treat it like a hobby at first. Treat it like something like, like I come home from school or work, I'm like, okay, I've got some free time. How
Exactly.
about how about I do this? How about I do
I
that? How
think
about
that's
I
why
like
people haven't been enjoying games as much anymore.
right,
Because now everyone has all this time. Especially when we were young too, we would look at fucking gaming PCs and be like, that is God. Like
right,
that is
yeah,
that is the pinnacle of life. And now that we
uh-huh,
have it, now that we have access to all these games and like some people have more free time than others, it's like I don't want to play any of these fucking things.
yeah. It's like when we were younger, when anyone is like younger, is like people are talking about having like gaming backlogs. Like when I was
Yeah.
younger, bro, like I didn't have a backlog. I played
I
everything. Like I'm
fucking
talking
dug in that
everything.
box of
Like
PS2 games and I would
yep,
pull something out.
mm-hmm.
That
And
would
just
that
just
would make my day.
yep, play it, complete it, no problem. Move on to the next game. Like and now people are having like I have to manage this and play this, and oh damn, I don't have time to play that. Blah, blah, blah. Which is obviously part of becoming an adult. Like don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. It's just like it's just so kinda, like, upsetting to think about now because like, people are turning, like, gaming into a chore, you know?
Yeah. When it really doesn't have to be.
Right, yeah. Like, just, it's just really, really recently, um, I'm even still doing it. I started replaying, like, most of the Sonic games and,
Oh
like
yeah, I saw your tweets about Unleashed.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I did Unleash first, but then I was like, let me try and do like canonical order up until like '06
Oh.
because up until like '06 because that's when they like kind of reboot everything. But um, yeah, no, like I just kind of like sit there and I come home and I'm like, okay, like I'm not doing anything. Like I'll just like hop on like Sonic or whatever. I just finished like Sonic Heroes and I'm on Shadow now. Like, yeah, no, I'll come
Yeah.
home. I'll hop on like freaking Shadow the Hedgehog or whatever, and just do what I can until I go to bed or something like that.
See, that's the
I,
thing. It's a nice streamlined experience you're going for. I think a lot of people get trapped in the constant flow of games flying in all the time. You go on
Right.
Steam every other week. There's like a new indie roguelike game to play,
Right. Right.
new
Right.
fucking Metroidvania to play.
Mhm.
There's always stuff is
Don't get me wrong, like, as much of a problem, well, not really a problem, as much as like a kinda like an issue for people that is, like, having, too many games to play. There is one thing, the Xbox Game Pass is a insanely,
ooh,
insanely,
ooh,
brilliant invention. It's an
absolutely.
insanely brilliant invention.
It's so consumer friendly.
Mhm.
It's perfect.
Exactly. For the first time in a long time, not even a long time, well, I'm lying. For the first time ever, the Xbox Game Pass, like, caused me to download games that I haven't even played yet. I
Yeah.
bulk downloaded games. It's like they have too much of a catalog, and there's just so many good
Yeah.
options.
They
And you're
they get
like,
a lot of good picks on there.
exactly. And that right there is the problem. That's why we
Yeah.
have things like backlogs, like gaming backlogs and stuff like that.
I think with stuff like the Steam Deck coming out though, like backlogs are gonna start getting destroyed. Because
Ye
that's the one thing I've heard about the Steam Deck consistently is that people's backlogs have been just getting blown the fuck out.
Yeah, no,
You can
like
just play whenever.
The Steam Deck is such a genius thing too. Like
Isn't it?
I've seen people play I've seen that you can play Elden Ring on that
Yeah,
thing.
and it
Like
runs
Elden Ring
better than on like
on a
Windows.
right. Like Elden Ring on a tiny little console. Like that's crazy.
And then you can dock it into a little station and put it on your TV. Like
It's so insane. Like, oh my goodness.
I don't
That
know
is
why
definitely
Nintendo doesn't try harder sometimes.
right. Yeah. I think Nintendo's, your friendly family kind of
Yeah.
consumer friendly console, like they're not trying to, but man, like the Steam Deck just proved that you can do it like 10
Yeah,
times
and
better, which is like
it
fucking
just
crazy.
works.
Exactly, yeah. It's so insane.
I think Valve doing hardware, especially stuff like this, is pretty good because they're really good about like privacy and stuff. Like it seems, like they're not
Hmm.
they don't have any real fishy past, and them being able to sell a console like this for so cheap. Not even like, well, it's not cheap, but you know what I mean, cheaper than other handheld PCs
Right.
because
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
has the Steam store on it and they can make their costs back from people buying games on Steam. It's
Right.
just like this is a genius idea.
Yeah. The price of the Steam Deck 2 is like kinda when I saw it at first, I was like, wow, like that's kind of steep. And then I thought about it. I'm like, that's way less than the PC I've got sitting like to the
Yeah,
left of me. You know what I mean? Like those people who will see that price and then like complain and be like, oh, that's too much for me. And then those same people will have like PCs that cost them like more than a car.
yeah. It's not worth it. Like like it's not even that it's not worth it. It's that now PC prices have changed so much
Yeah.
after after the mining shit crashed.
Hmm.
And now
Hmm.
you can get a 3090 for like the price of a Steam Deck, but it can't do what a Steam Deck does. You
Right.
can't pick it up and bring it outside. Like you can get the from what I've heard, most people have gotten the not most people, but a lot of people have gotten the $400 version, which is 64 gigabytes, which is ridiculously low. That is such a low amount of space. But what people have been doing, because Steam, the people over there are a bunch of geniuses, you can remove like the MDME like hard drive really easily.
Hmm.
You open up like two things and you just
Hmm.
slip it out and put in another one for
Hmm.
like cheaper than buying the next what is like the next one's like like almost like 500 or something. It
Yeah, I
is
think it's like
500.
right.
And you can save like $100 doing that.
Yeah.
And if you fuck it up, they have the right to repair thing, and
All right.
you can just send it in, and they'll just send you a new one or fix it and send it back.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah,
is
no,
that
that's
should be the standard.
right. It's such a, like, insanely consumer-friendly system, like, it's insane
Man, it's
how
so good.
yeah, no, like, there's a waiting list for those though, right? You have to, like, sign
Yeah,
up
I've
to
I've been on the waiting list for a fucking while now. Like you
uh,
have to like you literally pay like a ticket to reserve, and then like $5, and then you just have to wait until you can actually buy it, and then they give you your $5 back.
that's so fucking crazy.
Hopefully, they can just start selling them on store shelves.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wonder if that'd be crazy to see, like, a Steam Deck, like,
Could
in
you
store.
imagine walking to like a
Yeah.
GameStop and there's a Steam Deck on the side,
Yeah, that is kinda crazy.
right next to a fucking little Switch?
Right.
I mean, I still play my Switch because there's just some games on there that, I mean, I don't have my Steam Deck either, so that's probably why I
Yeah.
still do that. But
I'm
oh,
not gonna lie, the only game I still play on my Switch is probably Smash, to
yeah,
be
I was
honest.
playing Smash last night.
To be honest.
Yeah,
Like, oh man. I the Breath of the Wild, the new what's it not called Breath of the Wild 2 anymore, what's it called? Tears of the Fallen Kingdom or something
yeah,
like that?
Tears of the Kingdom or something. Yeah, Tears of the
Yeah.
Kingdom.
It's there's a lot of games coming to Switch where I'm like, yeah, nah, maybe now's the time to be happy to be a Switch owner, but like
Yeah.
you kinda wonder like where was all those like awesome ass games like where were all these like fucking cool ass games like back then? Like
Yeah, like you guys left us drowning for a while. Like,
right. It's it's kinda the same with like a PS5 for me right
yeah,
now because like they brought the PS5 out and even the Xbox, the new Xbox too, like they brought those consoles out and then they were like, We don't have anything right now, but we're gonna have a bunch of shit like down the line. You see all this? Look at all
yeah.
this."
It's like
It's like
I bet you guys will have all that shit, but like, what are we supposed to do now?
yeah,
Like,
exactly,
play
like,
fucking
that's
Astro's Playroom?
right. That's why I don't understand why, like, people are so pressed about getting the console right now because, like, there's nothing on it that you
Yeah.
can't play on, like, your PlayStation 4 right now or, like, a PC.
That's the thing. It's the
Like,
lack of backwards compatibility too.
right,
It's not even like you
right,
can put in like a PS2 game and get better performance or better visuals. Like,
exactly. Like, they need to as soon as Sony like just are able to just straight crack the idea of easy emulation,
yeah.
it's game over for like because bro, like it's crazy to say this. You can literally emulate a PlayStation game easier on your computer than you can a fucking PlayStation console.
Yeah, you
Like
can play games at insane speeds and better resolutions than you can on any PlayStation console.
exactly. Like at least at least with like Xbox are actually like really really trying their best. Like they're
Yeah,
slowly but surely expanding that catalog, but like the obviously, like, the Xbox emulator on PC isn't, like, the greatest, so kinda,
yeah.
it makes sense that, it's super easy to do on the Xbox, but, like, PlayStation, they need to hurry up with that because I can just go and, like I can just load up what's that shit called? I can legit just load up, like, PCSX2 right now and just
Yeah,
play, like, any PS2
any
game, like,
PS2 game
easy.
flawlessly.
Right.
They don't use
So
their
easy.
IPs enough though, and I feel like that's also a problem because they have like shit like Sly Cooper and Jack and Daxter just sitting down doing
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
nothing.
Mhm.
And they don't touch
No,
them,
that's true.
and I don't know why. And I mean, Microsoft also has their problems with their lack of first party games. Their
Right.
lack of real console sellers because they just put that shit on PC anyway, which isn't a problem for me. But
Yeah.
it just ends up on Game Pass, which is the best fate for any game in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, no. Your game is, like my bad. Your game is, like, about like, is bound to get a bunch more traction if it's selected for Game Pass, or you allow it to be on Game Pass. Like,
Exactly.
obviously, the day one sales aren't gonna be crazy, but, like, your game will get an insane amount of traction,
Yeah.
which is which is great. Like, when Sea of Thieves came out, like, day one, that's when I got Game Pass. I was like, "Yeah, no, this is, like, the perfect
Yeah.
Game Pass game."
That is the perfect Game Pass game. I gotta
And
get into
like,
Sea of Thieves because it just seems tight, just sailing on the open ocean.
it's such a good, especially, if you get, like, a group
Yeah,
of 4 friends, and then you can, like, just chill and, like, do, like, silly shit. It's so fun, and it's such a good experience on PC too, with, like, Game Pass right there. It's, like, so easily accessible. Like, and I know we probably sound like fucking, like, Xbox
chills.
PR right now, but, like, yeah, like, we're, like, the Game Pass PR team, but, like, no, seriously, like, it's so it's a godsend for the industry, it really is,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Microsoft. This podcast pops out of nowhere. We started talking about how we love Microsoft. Oh,
Uh-huh.
Microsoft. Oh, love
Uh-huh.
Microsoft is the best.
Yep.
Nah, they fucking suck sometimes. That's
Yeah, no, they
okay.
do. Yeah,
Can't be perfect.
exactly. You know? I mean, technically, we're just talking about, like, PC Game Pass, really. We're not
Yeah,
even talking about,
yeah.
like,
We're
Xbox and
just
shit, yeah.
chilling for PCs at the end of the day, and that's all it
Yeah,
boils down to is chilling for a
exactly.
good PC. Because eventually,
Mhm.
it'll be able to emulate the PS5, and that's just future vision. It's just
Yeah, no.
always how it happens. People said,
And, like,
"Oh, N64, it couldn't be done."
yep. I mean, they're even working on, like, the PS4 one right now, like,
Yeah, the PS4
um
one's booting into like games.
yeah, no, like, I seen, a video of someone demonstrating, like, the gameplay, obviously, not so much, but
Yeah,
there was someone who managed to, like, boot up, like, fucking Spider-Man PS4 on an emulator and
yeah,
got to the
that shit
menu.
is fucking ridiculous. We're booting the
Like,
menus now on a console that's really not even that old.
exactly.
Did that shit come out like 2013? Like, this is
Yeah.
really not that long ago to be.
Mhm. It's insane, but, you know, long live emulation and all that.
Yeah, hopefully the Nintendo can learn to stop fucking with.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about Sony being bad for that shit, bro,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Nintendo's
Nintendo
worse,
is
like,
crazy.
Nintendo's so bad, like, they banned, what was that thing, like, not long, but what was that thing a couple months ago where, like, they shut down a tournament or whatever because it was, like, they were emulating Smash because they couldn't
Yeah,
actually play Smash?
yeah, there was a melee tournament. I think it was the Big House, the melee tournament, and they were hosting it on Slippy, which is a third party like launcher for the game that has rollback netcode and like UCF, which is like controller fix to put everyone on an even playing field.
Uh,
And they saw it and said, "No, no, don't do that."
yep.
And I think they need to realize people love their games.
Mhm.
Like seriously, people love their games and they make them better and they make them last forever. Because if it wasn't for these people, if people wanted to play melee with others, they would have to lug around their huge fucking CRT. They'd have to bring their hacked Wii and set it up.
Yep. That's, like, that's the most annoying part too because, like, it's these, like, household, like, staple names like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, and stuff that take such
Yeah,
pride. They take so much pride on the games they made and not the ones they make. Like,
exactly.
the franchises that are already established, like, "Hey, guys, like, look at us, we made Zelda and Mario, look at all these cool ass
Yeah,
games. You can't play them, though."
can't play them.
Like, "Can't play them,
Remember
though." "Wait,
this?
what? What do you mean you're playing it right now? On an emulator software? Not on my watch." Like, if you're so proud of the games, just let us play the games properly,
Exactly.
and
And
then we
then
wouldn't have to emulate them.
then they want to put them in a big collection, sell them for full price, and then we
Yeah.
find out that they've been using a fan made emulator in them the whole time, and
Oh
it's
my,
just like it's
yeah.
frustrating. It's frustrating. It's fucked
Such,
up.
like,
That multiverses has higher payouts than Smash tournaments.
oh my. Oh, man.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Nintendo is, really, really stingy when it comes to all that stuff.
Yeah, I was hoping with them getting like a younger CEO recently that things would turn around, but apparently not.
Yeah.
Apparently fucking not. Oh well.
Yeah.
So how you been holding up? I know people have run this into the ground, but the Queen of England is fucking dead.
Oh my. Listen, I was talking about this with my mother, my
Hmm.
own mother, and she was like saying like, "Oh yeah, no, like it's kind of disrespectful that you're making jokes about it and all that." And like she was, she was like a horrible person, right? Like
She did some
I don't
pretty
have
bad
to,
stuff.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have to educate my own like mother on the bad
Yeah,
things the Queen of England did. Like she's such an awful person, and, I get it, like, someone died, sad, like, but,
yeah.
like, I see people I got sent something by a friend today. It's people queuing, lining up to watch the Queen's coffin.
Oh my
Like, they're
god.
they're live streaming the Queen's coffin on UK news
Oh.
channels, and I'm like, "What sad motherfucker is watching this?" Like, I get it, like, people need someone to look up to, right?
Yeah,
I get it. I'm sure there would be like a bunch of people that would be upset, for example, if I don't know, like I don't know if Trump had a heart attack or some shit. I'm sure there'd be a very specific group
yeah.
of
There'd be
people that would
a
be pretty upset
yeah,
about that, right? But like, I don't get why people put so much faith into one like, and I use this word very very lightly, leader. And
yeah.
then they just get, like, so upset when they're gone or if they pass away. It's like, bro, these people, for a start, did not know you. These people would not give a flying like dick, for example,
Like
if your house like just
exactly.
spontaneously combusted. They wouldn't do anything to
Like
help
that
you
is
even if they
not
did
their
know you.
job at all. They wouldn't even read about
Exactly.
it.
Like,
Wouldn't even
it's
make it would be the small print in the newspaper that they wouldn't even fucking read about.
exactly. And it's like you know for a fact that these people would not pay a second mind to any of like your like mishaps or any of your bad luck or whatever. Yet
Yeah.
you still meat munch them. Like I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's I don't know. I don't know how people could be like shocked. I've seen people be shocked about it happening, and I was like, "Do you know how old she was? She's old
Oh
as
yeah.
fuck."
Yeah, like I can't believe this happened. Like she was like she's pushing 100. Like
I can't believe something like this would happen. Like,
yeah,
do you know how humans work? I think it's the
yeah, no.
problem. They start seeing these people as more than human.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That is definitely part of the problem. 100%. It's like they see these people as like impenetrable forces of like destruction who like just like cannot be moved and they'll be here like cemented forever. Like no, they're just like you and me. Like they're
Exactly.
they're gonna be gone at some point. They're gonna make mistakes at some point, and that's another thing too. It's like with actors and people like that, people will like see a clip and they'll see a clip of like an actor like doing like a bad thing that anybody and their fucking grandmother has done before by accident or on purpose,
Yeah.
and they'll be shocked by it. They'll be like, "I can't believe they did this. Oh my goodness!" It's almost as if they're a normal human being.
I can't
Like,
believe
oh
he
my
decided
goodness.
that he can't find a fucking trash can and threw his shit on the ground.
Exactly.
What a
Like,
fucking asshole.
don't get me, don't get me wrong. Like, there's very fine lines between like
Oh
doing
yeah,
something
for
like
sure.
very very bad that everyone can mutually agree is a very bad thing,
Yeah.
and then like they make like a silly mistake or whatever, and you can move on from it. But I just don't understand why people get so painfully upset when someone like an actor or like someone and of high social status or whatever like does those fuck ups. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like they're gonna mess up at some point. They can't always
Absolutely.
be like they can't always be the perfect image.
Yeah, I think it's like a I forgot what it's called, but it's like this yeah, and it's not a codependent relationship, but it's like checking into a commercial break to tell you guys about elove.com. Is your child a shut-in? Does your child staying inside pounding on that keyboard all night driving you crazy? Is there only social interaction with those fucking people online, taking them away from you and from God's loving embrace? Do you want at least one grandchild from that sack of flesh you excreted? Well, Hunter Braun has the dating site for you, elove.com. Elove.com, a site for gamers. They use a specialized esoteric philosophical algorithmic system for finding the perfect match for your son or daughter. So sign up today. And remember, you're not allowed to show your face. I forgot what it's called, but it's like when you sort of form a bond with someone that's like a performer or like an entertainer or someone, like you feel this connection to them, even though most of the time they're performing, they're acting,
Right,
they're singing,
exactly.
like they're doing the interviews, they're whatever the fuck they're doing.
Exactly. Like
They
the people
just
you
are
see on
that.
camera, the people you see on camera aren't even the real people you've met you like. Like you enjoy the person that they portray themselves to be. You don't enjoy that person. You don't look up to that
Exactly.
person.
You probably
You look
love
up
the
to
idea
the
of the queen, the
right.
queen, like the queen that controls all of us and makes all of our decisions. She's the best and she's nice and she waves. She lives in a big castle and that's cool. But like sometimes you just gotta really think about, hey, she's done some pretty fucked up shit.
Oh yeah. No,
Gotta
she's
say,
done
personally, I wouldn't do what she's done.
exactly. She's done some indespicable shit. But
uh,
the people still wanna, you know, act upset and all that as if
People
they won't
just,
just forget about it
yeah,
like a week later. Like a live streamed coffin, like that's so grim.
yeah, it's
Like
really
why?
fucking grim.
Oh my goodness.
Like that's, I don't know if I want people all around the world being able to see my funeral. Even if
Yeah,
I want
fuck
a
that.
funeral, I think I'd rather it be fun and not bleak.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Have people do some fun. I actually did write down a question. It said, if you
Mhm.
had a power, what would it be?
Okay. Uh, I have thought. I've actually put a lot of thought into this. I actually put a lot of thought into this a couple of years
Uh,
back, and I just maintained. So my power would be just shape shifting
oh,
into any just anything. It doesn't have to be. It can be like it can be like okay. The one condition of the power would be like you can shapeshift into like anything, whether it be real or
yeah,
fiction, right?
gotcha.
Like if I read a book and it has like a dragon in it, I'm just gonna shapeshift into the dragon. Like
I'm just gonna shapeshift to the dragon.
I know a lot. Or like you know, if I'm in like a tough spot and I need to disguise myself, like I'll
Yeah.
just do some like Gmod like prop hunt shit. I'll like shapeshift into a table, you know?
Someone's gonna get really angry, bang on a table, you're gonna start running away.
Yeah, it's like shapeshifting is one of the coolest powers to me. That's why I kind of think Beast Boy is one of the coolest like Teen
Yeah,
Titans. Like he is fire, like for that one reason.
I agree.
Like
Shapeshifting is like is like one of those powers where no one could really describe how it works.
uh
Because if you really want to have a character change into all these different like things, you can't have any logical explanation for it at all.
oh yeah,
It
no,
just
exactly.
happened.
Like what? Like what's the handicap? I need to know like the anatomy of like everything I shapeshift into. Fine,
Exactly.
give me like a I don't know like just give me like a I don't know like an animal biology book or something like that.
Like, why do you have books here of dragon penises? What is this? Why you
It's yeah no it's for research. Trust
just,
me.
yeah, fucking walk in your room one day and you're just sitting in bed. You're just a full fucking dragon. Just like,
Yep. Yep. But yeah, no. Shapeshifting is where it's at.
that's a good
Like
one.
even if it's just like I don't know, shapeshifting like a car, like a transformer or some
Yeah,
shit. Just
yeah.
like be the car.
I fuck with that.
That's
Sometimes I just want to beat a car.
yeah. Like y- that's that's kind of um in Transformers I uh I grew a very big obsession with Transformers when I was like really younger, and I was like, yeah, no, like it'd be so cool to be a Transformer.
It
I think
would be.
to be honest, that's probably where the idea of shapeshifting came into my head. Was
Yeah,
probably Transformers. I was like, yeah, I'd love to transform into like a Camaro.
yeah.
Like
I think
I'd love to be a Camaro.
I think being a transformer would be cool until you want to chill outside as a Camaro and someone tries breaking into you. It would probably
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
weird sensation, but once you
It'd probably
transform and throw them across the entire state, it'd be fine.
yeah. I've always kind of wondered so like Transformers, right? So like when they transform, they like get their windows smashed or whatever, right?
Yeah.
How does how do you get that replaced? How do you get that fixed?
I don't know. They gotta go to like Bill's Auto Parts.
Like wouldn't yeah, but like even if they went to like the auto parts, like wouldn't that shit like hurt
It
or
would
something?
hurt. It would hurt a lot.
It'd be like getting stitches or something if like your window got smashed and
Exactly.
you need a new window. That's what I've
Yeah.
always kind of wondered. Well,
I feel
just
like
like
their windows are a pretty big weak spot. I feel like you get inside of a transformer, and like I guess the worst thing they can do is transform back and mangle your entire body.
I had
But
a
I
it's
feel
funny you
like
mentioned that.
you could do something with that.
I had a conversation with some friends about that, and I had to inform them like, yeah, no, like they can't transform with humans inside them. Like
Oh
they'll like do
shit!
some like Five Nights at Freddy's like animatronic suit shit. Like they'll mangle them like from the inside. Like they'll turn into paste like when they transform. Like
It's
that's
just
not
little pink paste coming out of the exhaust
yeah.
pipe.
Yeah, like they'll just like they're just like moving around like and you can like in the Transformers like rib cage you can like hear like squelching and like oh I wonder what that is like oh no well it's like
They can't like I would never because I feel like I don't know. I feel like to them transforming is like it's like doing a push up. It's nothing to them. And I
yeah
feel like
it's
if they hit the wrong pebble or if they just forgot that I'm inside, I'm dead, man. Oh
oh
fuck.
yeah there's been plenty of moments like in the Bay movies and stuff where like they've done these like really like slow mo sequences where like they've thrown the human and
Yeah.
then they transform. It's like you kind of wonder like that probably wouldn't work though.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
and in some moments, kinda, I can see it, and then in other moments, I'm like, yeah, no, like that probably wouldn't happen. Like, there's a scene in Transformers 4 where Optimus is like, he's like this old like rugged like truck, and then he transforms into like a cooler truck.
Yeah.
It has like three people inside him. That sounds kind of bad out of context, but he has
Nah,
like
it's
three people
fine.
in him, and
Insinuated.
he transforms, like, into this new truck, and all that changes for the humans is the seats get higher. I'm like, "No, that's not what would happen." Like, you people would be, like, literally turned into, like, a meat block, like, that's not what would happen, but
That shit would be
I
so grimy. You're like,
I
holy shit,
would
I'm in a fucking monster truck. It just transforms and you come out a meat cube.
I would literally love, this is a bit grim, but I would literally love, I don't maybe, like, a comic or something, like a Transformers comic or,
Yeah.
like a future movie or something. Literally, if there was, like, a main human character that needed to be killed by the Decepticons, I would love for them
Yeah.
to kill the human in that way. Like if Megatron just grabbed, like, a human and, like, threw him, like, into his truck form, just transformed back into, like,
Yeah.
a robot and, like, killed him, that is such a good idea, and
Literally ate him.
I don't think they've ever done that.
It's
I don't
just
think they've
them.
ever
That's just them like eating people.
yeah, like, they just consume people, like, I'd love for them to do that, like, just have an evil ass
Oh
Decepticon do
shit.
that to a human.
That'd be
I don't
fucking
know if that's ever
crazy.
been done before. Hold on.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Get put in a fucking blender of metal and guts.
It's
It
oh,
it
man.
is pretty morbid, but I would love to see it. Because
Yeah, like
I don't think that's a move they've ever really used.
it's definitely a Decepticon ass move. Don't get me wrong. I just wish they would. I just wish they would do it at some point. Like
That
have
would be
a
great. Like a trap car. Like maybe like one of the guys dresses up, not dresses up, but transforms into one of the fucking guy's cars. He goes and gets in it, and he starts realizing the car is driving by itself. And
hmm
he fucking transforms on him and turns him into a meat cube, and it falls out of the exhaust pipe. That'd be
like
great.
well, bro, like if you know like a massage chair.
Yeah.
Like, what if, like, there was, like a Decepticon massage chair? Then, like, someone was, like, sitting in the massage chair, and then they just transformed and, like, lawn chaired
Oh
their,
my
like, ass just, like,
god.
like
It just goes like super soft. It just sucks them in.
yeah. Like, they need to who owns Transformers? Who is it? Is it Hasbro? Yo,
I think it's
Hasbro.
Hasbro.
Hasbro need to get their shit together
Yeah. Yeah.
and and do that. Well, Michael Bay, I don't think Michael Bay is making the movies anymore. Have whoever is making the movies do that.
Yeah.
Somebody.
So need someone to really get in there and break the mold a little bit. Can
Exactly.
you imagine just going to a Transformers movie? It's like, oh yeah, there's another fucking and then that shit happens. You wouldn't be able to think of anything else.
Yep. There would probably be a lot of parents who regretted taking their kids to see a movie that has that in it.
Yeah, they say, oh, take Timmy to see the Transformers movie. And you get fucking crushed, and Timmy's like, this is the most awesome thing ever.
Yeah.
Timmy would love it. That'd be
That's
Timmy's favorite thing.
that's like a little like a little like niche thing I like is when like someone takes like a cartoonish, like super kid friendly thing and just makes it like edgy. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people don't like that
No,
because
I
they're
think
like,
it's good. It just has to be done properly, right?
yeah,
It
for
has to have the
sure.
best parts of both.
Exactly. Right. You're right. It has to be done tastefully, for sure.
Yeah. Because
I just
it would be one thing to have a Decepticon crushing someone in the guts of their body, but it's
mhm.
another thing to have Optimus Prime say, "What the fuck is up? What's up,
Yeah.
fam?"
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, yeah. Like, they need to be tasteful with it, you know, like, not so much, like, force it. Like, they can't
Yeah,
oh my g like, the prime example of that actually is Jazz in the first, Bay movie, where he's so, like, just out of character and, like,
mm,
it's so painful, and the twins from Transformers 2, like, Skids and Mudflap, like, they're so, like it's just so clear that Michael Bay is just a giant racist, and it's so sad
yeah.
'cause, like, it's so obvious, and I want to enjoy that movie, and then I just they pop up, I'm like, "Yeah, Michael Bay, you're a giant racist,
Isn't
bro."
it just like the worst? When like you see something in media you want to enjoy, and it's just like, fuck, why do you gotta be like this? Because
Yeah.
sometimes directors and writers they just don't have to be that way. But somebody has the wise idea. They think they're funny, and it's a
Oh, yeah, no.
mess.
Yeah, no, we were just talking about, like, how people were, like, they were, like, like, they make mistakes and stuff like that, but,
Yeah,
like, there's, it's like I said earlier, like, there's a very fine line between making, like, an innocent mistake and then just, like, doing something, like, genuinely, like, despicable.
yeah.
And then it's like, it's the shit you enjoy the most, and then you find out something or someone from that production just done something, like, really,
The
really, really
worst,
bad,
man.
and you're like, "I really like this thing you did, but, like, I don't know if I can like it anymore
Yeah,
because, like"
I've been feeling that way about like Rurouni Kenshin.
Mhm.
Because I've heard only good things about that series, and I've seen like the opening and stuff. I'm like, this looks amazing, but nobody I know touches it with like a 10-foot pole because of
Yeah.
what he did.
I think, like I personally think it is kind of important, that people can, like, uh, separate the art
Yeah,
from the
from
artist,
yeah,
very loosely, what I kind of mean by that is like if you were into it like years ago and then you find out now, I don't think you should let that
Oh yeah, for sure.
taint taint your experiences that you've had with the series years ago because like you didn't know it was
No one knew.
an innocent reading, blah blah blah. But if you know what this person has done, if you know the sick things this person does, and you proceed to um kind of support their future work, I'm like, I don't know if I can sit right with you on that one. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
if I can agree with that you do that
I think
because
that's like I think you know I think that's one of the things that gets me about about a lot of the creative stuff in Japan because I consume a lot of Japanese media, so I keep up with the tidings, there and how they handle shit. And it's crazy to me that like what is it, Draken's voice actor or something? Some voice actor went to jail and lost like most of his jobs because he just had like some weed on him. And I know
oh
they're
right.
like super strict about weed over there. But like my God, like the Roni Kenshin guy, he got to come back to work. Like they let him back
Oh yeah,
and
no,
work
like
on his thing.
he got to come back to work and Oda was like supporting them and stuff. He's like, yeah, bro, I don't care if we found like 5 terabytes of it on your
Oh,
computer or anything. Like, you're still my best old buddy, old pal.
it's just like, nah, man, Oda, I don't rock, bro.
Like I was reading somewhere, and obviously this is very I forget where I was reading this. I think it was like a Crunchyroll like article or something like that on the
Yeah.
matter. But I read that they found so much of it on the dude's hard drive they thought he was a distributor.
Oh
That's
my
how much there was on it. I'm like,
God.
holy shit! Like, how much does there have to be
Jeez.
before they start to suspect something like
To
that?
think that you're selling it, like what the fuck?
Like that's crazy.
Oh my God.
But nope, the
Yeah.
industry was like, yeah, nah, don't worry, bro, we got you. Like, god damn, like fuck.
Yeah. I don't know why people choose to tarnish their careers so much because I know, like, I've seen some of his work and I know he's capable of writing really good stuff, but man, is that a way to throw away your talent and your career? What a horrible fucking thing. It's just such a letdown, you know. Hate
Yeah,
watching people just squander their potential with stupid shit.
yeah, it's fucking sad, bro. Because like you see that they clearly have talent, and then you're like, wow, I can't support you anymore because
Yeah,
like
like really,
you you fucked up.
like
You
it's not even
know,
like you said anything that was like ignorant or out of your like without like a lack of knowledge on it.
right. You know what hurt me so bad in mentioning this now?
Mm.
The act age dude. That shit hurt me so
Yes,
bad because
man.
like it's crazy. Literally a couple weeks ago before it was like found out he was like
Mm.
touching like little kids and shit on his bike. This man literally bragged in an author comment about fixing up his bike.
Oh my
I'm like,
God,
bro, you really thought you would not get caught
what
for that
a
slick ass comment.
fucking, are you serious?
Yes, it's so fucking
Oh,
sick. Oh my goodness, that
and the
shit was
thing
so
about it
sick.
too is that it takes the artist down as well. The
I
artist
know
is
she did not
associated with them.
yeah, she did not deserve that whatsoever. And that's the person who I felt sorry for the most.
Yeah, that shit is it's
Well,
so
aside from the
grimy.
victim.
Yeah, aside from the the that goes without saying.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, people need to. That happened to me with JonTron. I used to watch.
About the, what did he
Yeah,
it was like some Nazi shit he did or
it
something?
was it was so the thing that got me with JonTron was that he went on some political debate podcast, and I don't know why he would do this because to me he's just a funny guy, and I don't know why he decided that his political opinion should be known. But he goes on this thing and he says something along the lines of, "Did you know rich blacks commit more crime than poor whites? It's a fact. Look it up." And it turns out this fact was wrong.
Oh
This was
dear.
a piece of false information, and he sat around. He tried to defend himself. And it's very disheartening because that was someone I used to watch for like ever. That was someone whose content was so original and fresh, and that like it was like a slap in the face. It's like when I'm watching anime and the main character is the only like dark skinned character. Just it
Oh
feels like a slap in the face every time.
yeah,
It
no, like
happens so much too.
it's like you kind of wonder like I get it, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
People on the internet, like gamers and YouTubers who make like certain content and all that, they
yeah.
have different interests other than games. I get it. But like a gamer goes on a political podcast, that's like a recipe for disaster. That's like an absolute recipe for disaster.
Not without even fact checking their own points.
Yeah,
They come on there guns blazed, ready to talk about some shit they don't even know.
yeah, like they'll just hop on Discord and listen to someone else state something that they think sounds true, and then they'll repeat it and like, well, actually, I saw somewhere like, no, you didn't, bro.
Yeah,
You
no.
read about you or you heard it on Discord, like you didn't read anywhere.
People will do anything to fucking try to tarnish their career, try to make themselves look bigger than they actually are. They really don't have to. I think that's why people like Germa are so successful. Because Germa's been doing like original content, and he's all around. Like you literally can't escape his presence. You will see a Germa video once in your life. Um, and he's good at what he does. And there's a lot of other people that are really good at what they do, and they keep their nose clean. They're not poking around and shit that they're not supposed to be. Especially now when people realize, oh, there are consequences for my actions. It's it's good to know that more people are aware that they're not gonna be getting away the shit they just want to get away with. So
Yeah,
hopefully that encourages a change in the overall landscape of media, because I'm sick of enjoying something and then it's I gotta pay for it.
yeah, no, like they whenever someone like does mess up too, it's like they need to think about not only, especially if you have like the level of like um level of influence as
Yeah,
someone like for example JonTron does, like you need to think about how that's gonna affect the people that
exactly,
you need to remember that you're not just speaking like
absolutely.
even though this isn't the case, it's like kinda like the how the internet thinks. It's like
Yeah,
when you say things online, when you have a huge, like, audience behind your back, like, you're not speaking for yourself, like, you're speaking for that audience too. Like, to an outsider perspective, you are 100% speaking
oh yeah.
for that audience as well as yourself. So you need to
Like there's
kinda make
someone
sure.
there that will latch on to what you're saying because
Uh-huh.
they just respect you so much. They hold you at such a high pedestal that when you say something outrageous or something fucking crazy, people will take that and they will take it as the fucking gospel. They'll run with it.
Yeah, no, it's like it's so sad, bro. Because it's kinda like what we're talking about, like, earlier. It's like you should by no manner of means see these people as word of law.
Yeah, or
Like
anything
don't
more than just like human.
like they're just, just normal ass people. Like don't see them. You can look up to people fine. You can have role models, whatever. Just be careful. Do not see these people for any more than what they are. They're human
Exactly.
beings. They're human beings like you. Like
I think it's just because of how everyone gets their information, whether it's like through media or like through little clips. We don't really get to see shit through their eyes or see them 24/7. The people that get to see them 24/7, they see them have to go take a fucking big shit. I'm sure if people were talking about the queen had to go take a shit, people would be like, "Oh, right, yeah, she does that." You know, fucking like you don't see people trip and fall over. You don't see action movie heroes have to go use the bathroom. We don't think about it. But they would like John Wick. He probably has to shit all the time.
I seen a
I'm
post
sure
that was
he's
like
got to
so
shit or piss.
I seen a post that was like so funny. It was like listen, I love Keanu Reeves, but I would 100% agree to this point. It's like we put that man on a pedestal
Yeah,
so much,
yeah.
so much, just for being a decent guy, just for being a normal,
This would be
decent guy,
a
a guy who does
normal
decent, normal
person.
things. It's like people will make a tweet like, "Oh, Keanu Reeves like took a shit and wiped today. Like, what an awesome guy! Like, what a cool stand-up guy! Like, bro, he did a normal thing. Like, it's a
It's the
normal
most
thing. Like people
normal thing
do."
ever. But I don't know. Maybe that's what people crave is normalcy. Is normalcy from someone who has like sort of a place of power. You
Hmm.
know.
Exactly. It's like hilarious too because like people will. It's so funny because like people will like watch a video online, right? And they'll see like I don't know, like a fight or whatever, like a fight between like a bully and like some kid, right? And then people online will go like, "Why did nobody jump in? Why is everybody like sitting recording on their phone? Like blah blah blah." They'll sit and complain. But
Yeah.
I know for a fact that people who say that shit would do the exact same thing. They would not
Absolutely.
jump in. They'd just sit and watch. Like in your head, you think you're the superhero that will jump in and
Oh
save the
yeah,
day.
for
But like
sure.
you'll like if you actually come across, you'll just sit and watch. Like you'll just sit and watch. You're not jumping in.
Like people will love to look at videos and say, "Oh, you could have just did this or did that." But like
Mhm.
when the time really comes, it's never that easy to just do this thing. Like if you're watching like a bank robbery video, it's like obviously if you're behind the guy with the shotgun and you're watching from this top down angle like a RTS, you think, "Oh yeah, just like take out his legs or something or fucking jump on his back and stop him from shooting the shotgun." But these people aren't trained. These are real people. These are normal people. Most people aren't
Yep.
trained in disarming a gun off of somebody or a knife or shit like that. It's just people just are just living. There's living, breathing people that there's no reason to hold up on a pedestal like a god or like
Mhm.
I
That
don't
that
know.
that point's interesting because that's exactly the reason why I hate like people who like backseat game and shit.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like playing a game or whatever. Like I don't know, like in Discord or something. And people will be watching. I'm like, and I hear people in my ear like, just do this, like just do that, like just do this. Like how about how about you do it? How about
Yeah.
you do it for me? Like
Yeah, how about you
I,
fucking connect to my computer and do it
exactly
right now?
like we have Parsec. Parsec is a real thing. Like a thing where you can like play emulator games together. Like how about you plug in your control to your computer. Well, I'll load up Parsec and you do it for me. And they never want to do it. Like, how about instead of telling me what to do, you do it for me since you think you're so good.
You
It's like they
know,
never do.
they had what was it, Mixer? Was that the Microsoft streaming thing?
Yeah, yeah,
They had
yeah.
Mixer and you were able to if you were in chat, you were able to connect your controller and like play the game.
What the
Like
fuck?
there was an option to let someone from chat play the fucking game. And
What?
I
That's
don't
so
know, I
like.
don't know why that didn't catch on, but because that seems fucking hilarious.
But speaking of hilarious, you know what I did on Parsec actually? And
Hmm,
it was so funny.
hmm,
When Cyberpunk first came out, like the game,
yeah.
one of my friends was like so obsessed with that game. And then he was, streaming on Discord, he was like, "Guys, watch me create my character in Cyberpunk." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And then, he was uh, taking a long ass time. I was like, how about you load up Parsec and let me do it? I'll create your character for you." He's like, "Okay, sure." So he loaded up Parsec. I'm like, "This is it. This is my moment." So what I did was when I got access to his desktop, I went to his taskbar and pressed shut off on his computer. I was like easily like the funniest thing I've ever done. And you know what's crazy? That wasn't even the first time that happened to him. Someone else did the exact same thing too.
That shit is so funny.
It's like, if you
Oh my
can get someone with
god.
that, if you can find, like, the perfect excuse to, like, "Hey, how about you let me do this on your computer?" Like, "Oh, okay, sure." Just
That's like the
turn the
less
computer off, bro.
malicious version of like how people used to. I don't know if knew about this or you were around for this, but back in the heavy trolling days, people would go on like random people's Twitch streams to like get them to delete like System 32
Oh,
off of their
yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
computer or put
Yeah,
like
yeah,
their
yeah.
graphics card in the microwave. Just random shit. And
Yeah.
man, what a mess that was.
Oh my god.
What
I
a
I I
fucking
remember
crazy.
watching a clip I remember watching a clip a long ass time ago. It was like a chick who had it was like a Blue Yeti microphone she had, and it was like hanging upside down. Like, you know, people
Oh,
like hang it upside down like on
yeah.
a mic arm. And then some guy in and some guy in chat was like, "Your voice is upside down," because the mic was upside down. And she had no idea what he was talking about. It's like, Your voice is upside down. Like, you need to fix your mic. Your voice is upside down." And she kept talking like, "What does that mean? Like, help! Like, can you guys hear me? Like, is it upside down?" This shit was so stupid. I cannot believe someone fell for that. Like,
Oh my fucking god. Sometimes it happens though. Sometimes you're just doing something and someone says something and you don't realize how fucking stupid it is until,
yeah,
until later.
it's like I remember like really when I was like really young in school.
Oh.
Uh, we would always like there would always be jokes like I don't know if you guys did this, but like people would always be like, "Haha, you dropped your gay card," and then someone would look down.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh no, you got me!" Like, oh shit, like it's like stupid shit like that. Like
That's like the gullible
we
on
need
the
to
ceiling
bring
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like we need to bring innocent pranks like that back. Like none of those like I went into a fucking McDonald's bathroom with my clothes off at like 3 a.m. Oh, I got caught and arrested.
Oh,
Like,
what a fucking prank.
yeah, that's not a prank. You just that's just public exposure. That's not a prank. Like,
Okay, the youth are dangerous.
mhm.
I feel like I don't know how old you are, but I feel like we're probably around a similar age, so we probably grew up during a similar time.
Mm.
But I feel like we weren't nearly as bad as maybe adults made us out to be. Yeah, we were crass, you know. We used pretty bad language. I did at least. I used pretty bad language, words I'd never repeat now. But
Right.
I
Yeah.
I think we weren't nearly as bad as like I feel like the next generation with like TikTok and shit. I've already seen it with like my niece, but they're very like self-absorbed, like almost to a critical amount. Like,
Oh yeah, no, TikTok is the one-stop shop for ruining a generation, bro.
yeah, it's
Like
not a
people
healthy site.
you remember when coronavirus was, like, first, like,
Oh
picking up
yeah.
and they were doing that, like, corona challenge where they would, like, lick
Oh my
toilet seats and shit,
god.
like, that's it like, coronavirus, like, disregarded, that's just nasty in
Yeah,
general,
that's
like, why
just
would you like,
fucking horrible.
it's so
They were doing that
disgusting.
other challenge too. Where it's like they go to the supermarket and they get a ice cream and
Ah,
then they lick it and then they close it back.
yeah. It's so
Uh,
nasty, like, oh my god, that's so nasty.
like I know TikTok is more than just like one entity, but it's hard to not generalize sometimes with the shit that comes out of there. Shit that comes out of there is putrid sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's
I hate it though because I sometimes I'm jealous that I don't use it. Like, I don't use it for privacy reasons because I don't, you know. But sometimes I'm like, damn, there's some really funny shit on there. Sometimes, like sometimes you'll see something that's just so fucking funny.
oh,
Sometimes they
yeah,
got
no,
it.
like, I don't really use TikTok much. I only downloaded it just so when people, like, send, like, links to
Yeah,
me,
you can
I can
actually
just click
open
on
it
it.
in the.
Yeah, but I have to admit, I see some TikToks and stuff on, like, Twitter and all that, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's really fucking funny, like, these people are funny." And then
I
I'll
think
see other
it's
ones
just
like,
because
"Yeah,
there's
it's stupid."
a
Yeah.
lot of people on it from like everywhere.
Yep.
I
You
don't
could
know.
either, like That's just the beauty of like short form entertainment, bro. Like long form entertainment is just dying. Like people are just desperate for a quick fix for that
Yeah.
little lightning in a bottle situation.
Then there's us who sit down and watch whole fucking TV series and movies, and,
Yeah.
like, which isn't like a quirky thing. It's just like
Right.
it's just
Right.
sitting there and getting a whole story from start to end with supplementary dialogue. You know, you get to a TikTok punchline in like at max like 45 seconds. Like, you'll be there. You'll be fine.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't think Vine had to die. I don't know why
I,
they
I
just
miss I miss
took
Vine so
Vine. They
much.
just took Vine out to the fucking shed and shot it for some reason. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I miss Vine so much. I miss only a spoonful and all that sort of stuff.
Oh my god, only a spoonful. Oh, Vine had so many. Vine had 9 plus 10. There hasn't been a 9 plus 10 for TikTok.
Yeah, there's like there has not been a cultural impact such as 9 plus 10.
That was a cultural reset completely.
Yeah,
Started everything over.
they split atoms with that video. Like there was there was
Like a
something in the water when they
dimensional
made that video.
shift. Because
Yeah,
I remember when I got into my first class of high school. This is ninth grade. I'm walking in. I said, "All right, it's time to start a new year, new school." I walk in, and someone asks me, "Hey, Steron, what's 9 plus 10?" And I haven't seen the video yet, so I say 19, and then he says, "No, it's 21." And I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about.
bro, like shit like that's so stupid. Like I remember, oh my god, I could have punched someone when this happened. I remember like there was people like walking up to each other like going like shouting at each other like damn Daniel. I'm like who the fuck is Daniel? Like who is Daniel? Like
Like, I sort of, I mean, it kind of happens sometimes now. Sometimes I'll go into Discord and I'll hear friends start using like slang that I've just never heard of in my fucking life. And I'm
right.
like, is this really what it feels like to be like older? Like imagine being an old person and like go joining like a young person's Discord group call.
Yep.
You wouldn't understand a single word they're saying to you.
Like you always like it's always like you hop in Discord, it's always there's like soundboards blasted with like Quandale Dingle and shit. It's like who are these people? Like
Can we
Quandale
get
Dingle, who
much
is that? Like
higher?
oh,
Fucking,
oh my god, the One Piece is real, bro. Harold Hamlin, the One Piece is real.
I didn't even notice it was him for so long. I watched the original. I was like, is that fucking Howard? The
Yeah,
fuck?
it's like so silly.
Why is Breaking Bad crossing over with everything? I saw fucking Gus's actor holding fucking Pochita.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my god. You see that
Dude.
video of like Chuck where he's like, I don't even know why it's so funny. It's like, see that video of Chuck where he's like, it doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried. That shit is hilarious.
Does it
It's
matter
so
if it's
fucking
boiled
stupid.
or fried?
It's so stupid. I remember someone had put him on that exact clip just over like a Playboy Carti like beat. It was like so funny. Hold on, Chuck Miguel Carti. I'll see if I can find it.
I'll put it up on
I see it
I'll
today.
put it up on the screen.
Oh,
I gotta remind myself to edit that
oh,
in.
yeah, look at this. That is hilarious. Oh my god.
Have some more chicken. Have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's
Oh,
boiled or fried.
but it's such a dumbass video. What did he even mean by that? Like, what are you
Oh,
talking about, Chuck? Like,
oh my god. I think this all has stemmed from like some like shitpost subreddit. I think all of this started from there. And people have just been getting them to say crazy shit. And it's just been taken off. It's so funny, man. I love that the better media is perceived by the general public, the shittier and more insane the memes get. Like it's just
yeah,
like
we,
for other series that are like that are like have less respect. The memes are just like one image, maybe like a reaction image. But like we have Saul Goodman in 3D, and it means nothing. It
But it's
means
funny as
nothing,
shit
but it's
though.
so funny because the theme song is playing, and it's like a fucking cue to like laugh.
Yeah, no, that shit is hilarious. Like the human, like the more we progress, like humor is just gonna die out. I think like we're just gonna see like the letter X, and we'll just start
Yeah,
like dying of laughter.
because I've been watching a lot of stand up comedy, so I'm thinking about what is this gonna look like in like 30 years. But like the younger generation decides they want to pick up this art form of
Mm-hmm.
standing in front of a crowd of random people and telling them jokes. When is it really just gonna have that someone walks up and they pull down a huge projector? It's just a number 4, and everyone
Yeah,
loses their minds.
like someone will hop on stage and it's like, well, Big Chungus Among Us, fucking like,
It's
it's
fucking
like,
working now.
it's like, bro, we're so fucked.
Big chungus among
Like
us.
this, like
Sus,
the
sus,
future's so
sus.
fucked, bro. The sun cannot blow up quick enough. Like,
I think it'll bounce back once it gets too extreme. I think that's what's gonna happen. There's gonna be contrarians that are gonna fight back against it. It's gonna bounce back, and it's just gonna repeat. I'm sure. I'm sure humanity has had to dealt with this before. I'm sure they've dealt with this.
oh man,
Even like our memes are old. Like you know that Chad Virgin meme.
yeah.
There's like a old newspaper publication of literally that, like from like
What the?
so fucking long ago.
That's wild. Yeah, no, like we, it's like we've gone through this like really strange period where like we found those old format memes like really funny, and
Yeah,
then we didn't. We found like, oh, that's so like cringe and like unfunny, and now
yeah.
we're going back to finding it funny as shit again because of how like dumb it is.
Maybe it's
We
because
just laugh at
everything
how
is
dumb
so
it is.
fucking bleak, but like it's just there's a lot of news. We're all getting the same news at the same time, and I don't know. Everything is just bleaker. Everything's rougher. But this is apparently 1905. This this was a thing.
What the? Let me see. The progressive thinker, the typical reader of the morning leader. I see. This is probably the magazine it's probably getting in
Yeah, there
now.
were like newspapers that were like beefing with each other.
That's insane.
They literally did a Chad Virgin meme.
That's that's crazy. Okay, this is the perfect example. This is the perfect example. I swear to God, I'm 100% convinced a time traveler made this meme. A time traveler made this meme.
Yeah,
So, do you remember Sonic the Hedgehog, the 90s animated show? They had that meme, someone had clipped Robotnik where he said, snooping as usual, I see, but they
yeah,
clipped the middle part where it just said pingas.
yeah,
Like, how did anyone
yeah,
think we would
yeah.
find that funny until now?
Pegas, Pegas.
Pingas, fucking pingas.
Snooping as usual, and they turned it into a whole new word. They took a they were probably editing it and they hit space a few times and they were like, that sounds funny, and then it became a word. That's
It's
fucking
like
crazy.
someone predicted that we would find that funny. Like 10 years later, they were like, yeah. This is the one. This is like a time travel fucking banger. Like,
I think that's what I would do too. I'd go back and make some weird fucking memes if I could go back in time.
and it's like, have you seen that one where it's like someone had just posted like a picture of like a fire alarm, and it looked like an Among Us character, and the post was like
Yeah,
from
yeah.
like 2010 or something. I was like, yeah, you guys won't understand this, but now you will. Like these people are like next level, bro. They know exactly what's coming. Like that's
My
what I'm saying. Like
God.
I'm convinced time travelers make these things. They're just waiting to be funny.
It's just like weird. I don't know. I feel like it's a good investment though. You time travel before you come back, make something that's like, wow, this was really ahead of its time. Like, yeah, I bet I would do that. That's a good manga series. A fucking time traveling meme creator. Yeah, you could have gone back and stop 9/11, but I think these memes are more important. Gotta get these memes out. I would love that. That'd be a fucking insane series, like a
Yep.
time traveling comedian.
It's like, so you finally unlocked time travel. Now you can, I don't know, kill Hitler or stop 9/11. What are you gonna do?
Among
I will go
Us.
back in time and make pingers.
I will make fingers. I'm been thinking about it. Someone else did it before me, and
Yeah.
yeah, I don't like it. You know, it was my idea first.
Yep.
Okay.
Shit is so funny, bro.
I don't know. Time traveling to make memes. Definitely seems like a worthy investment. You're not really getting in the way of any timelines, I think. I think you're really keeping things in order. So
Yeah, I think the timeline will be fine if you just, make a few memes, I don't think.
yeah.
Well, to be fair, depending on how popular the memes come, you could really shape a generation. Like for example, 9 plus 10. If you made a meme that is as popular as 9 plus 10, bro, like you've separated a whole timeline, bro. You've created a whole different like dimension for that.
Some people would be like, that other meme is way better than 9 plus 10. But we can't say
Yeah.
that now because there's nothing that tops it
Yep.
on another level.
So yeah, we'll go back in time and change Daniel's vans from white to black.
Fucking Mandela effect.
Yep.
Some people be like, no, I could have swore those were white.
Yep.
I never, like, that shit never happens. Like, I don't know. People say, oh, Mandela effect this, switching timelines. But I don't know why the only thing that would change is another Eon for Breeze. You know, I don't, or like a dash in Coca-Cola. I don't see why that would be the only thing that changes around you. It's just like, I don't know. It's just little things in marketing people don't notice for a very long time. And they say, oh, because I didn't notice it, it must have never existed. Pretty messed up. I think people need to stop being fucking crazy.
It's
People need
crazy,
to
bro.
chill out. They need to chill the fuck out. Too much. But what is your? This has been almost like an hour 30.
Mhm.
So we're winding down here. What is your recommendation to the people who may be listening to this?
My recommendation is actually a movie I've watched a lot.
Hmm?
It's a movie I've watched like almost in the double digits now. A movie called Prisoners. Okay.
Prisoners.
With it's a movie made by Denis Villeneuve, the guy that made Blade Runner and the new Blade
Oh,
Runner and he made Dune as well.
gotcha. So it's a
It's a
pretty well-known director.
it's a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman in it, and it's
Ooh.
insanely good.
Okay.
It's about so Hugh Jackman plays this very concerned dad, rightfully so, whose daughter um goes missing, and
Like a Taken
uh
situation,
he kinda,
but better
but
probably.
Jake Gyllenhaal plays a detective who is tasked with finding his daughter,
Hmm.
but Hugh Jackman, his character, feels like he's not doing it fast enough, so
Oh.
he ends up finding the guy who they think did it, who is played by Paul Dano, and he essentially kidnaps the guy,
My God.
and it turns into this big like whole like cat and mouse game of like the detective still trying to find the guy who did it, but he can't find the guy who did it
He's
because
in his
he
fucking
like
basement.
the only lead they have is has been kidnapped by the guy whose daughter's been kidnapped by the guy they think he
Oh
like,
my
it's
God.
like,
That's awesome.
and it's there's a really really great twist to the movie too, but it's like the first time I watched it, I was so unsettled by the movie because like I was like, wow, like this shit is like really really like creepy and like eerie, and
Yeah.
I know it, and it's such a weird movie too because even though it's like just a standalone movie like on its own, the one thing I can really really appreciate that it does is even though it's just this one singular movie, it uses the characters to make the world feel so much bigger than it actually is.
Okay.
Like Jake Gyllenhaal's character, the detective, he's called Detective Loki, which is a fire ass name by the way.
Yeah.
Um, his character is used in a way that expands the twist of the story.
Hmm.
He's not really got anything to do with the twist. It just expands the whole like the scope of what's really going on,
Yeah.
and it's such a great it's such a great movie when it comes to like really keeping you on your toes, and it's very well directed too because Denis Villeneuve makes some very good movies. So
Dig it. That's a good recommendation.
you have
I'm
to.
gonna watch it. I put it
Yeah,
on my watch list already.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix, so you can
Gotcha.
watch it with ease.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good ass movie, bro. Like I could easily just like rewatch that movie over and over. Not my favorite movie ever, but it's one of the
What
best.
would you say? What
Definitely,
would you say one of your favorite movies?
bro. I could go on forever, but let me let me pick a random one from. Let me pick a random one real quick from my list. Well, I'll say Zodiac. Zodiac
Oh,
is one of my favorites. One of my top four.
I think I've heard of that.
Zodiac is
It was a
yeah,
2007, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, another movie with Jake Gyllenhaal in it is just listen. He's just coincidentally in great movies. I can't
He's a
control the
beast.
fact he's just I can't,
He only does bangers. He only does
yeah.
bangers.
I can't control the fact he's just in like insanely good movies like
Yeah.
all the time.
I'm sure
Okay,
he reads the script and decides whether or not he wants to do it.
right,
Got
right.
high standards. I respect it. So, here's my recommendation to you.
Okay.
It's a manhwa series.
Uh
I
huh.
don't know if you've read many manhwa,
I
but
haven't. So.
it's called Viral Hit or How to Fight, depending on where you read it.
Uh huh.
And it's this it's this really different take on a on a fighting series. It's so because I don't know if you've read stuff like Holy Land maybe or anything like that, but
I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
that series tends to break down a lot of the fighting to its realistic, like all the fights are very choreographed and realistic, and it's very similar in Viral Hit. So Viral Hit really plays it up in a more of a comic booky sort of cartoonish kind of way, but it also mixes it with the reality of fighting people. Like you can like people get really fucking hurt, and like it's this fantastic mix of comedy and action and information of how to fight against different techniques. They actually brought on real like MMA fighters to sort of coach the mangaka. I don't know if they call the mangaka there, but to sort of coach the artist and the story writer on how to show these techniques and how to train these techniques. And it takes a character from 0 to 100 throughout the entire story, and the way it's paced is so interesting, and the way everything is handled is so interesting. And there's
Hmm.
also this layer of relatability because the whole
Uh,
plot sort of starts off with this character wanting to create a YouTube channel,
right.
and his YouTube channel slowly becomes
Uh,
more and more about fighting videos. And then they even have to deal with shit like demonetization because they're making fucking fighting videos. Um, but as he gets more popular on YouTube, more and more people challenge him, and he starts getting involved in more and more sketchy shit. And he has to learn how to fight to keep him at bay. And it's very grounded, which is what I like about it. But it's not afraid to make the impact of attacks really like bloody and
right.
enjoyable to watch.
It seems like from what I'm looking at, it just looks like a really gritty, like none of the whole like Kengan Ashura like Baki sort of stuff. It just
Yeah,
feels like a
no.
really like a really honest,
Yeah.
super like grim, like gritty, like fighting series, which is really cool. I
Yeah,
like that.
it's been one of the bigger ones as of now in the webcomic scene, because it's really the only one that's doing something like this. I mean, there's like other ones like Weak Hero, I guess, but I feel like this one just does it better because it really breaks down each martial art in a way that doesn't feel too fucking overwhelming, and it shows you it in like its most extreme forms as the story builds up. It's
Right.
really fucking cool, and it's one I feel like once you start reading, you'll be hooked.
Oh yeah, for sure. This does look really really cool. I haven't really read a lot of manga, but I feel like this might be. I've read I've read the obvious ones like Sweet Home and things like that,
Yeah,
and I tried reading Bastard too, but this
yeah.
one looks really really dope.
I read Bastard. I thought Bastard was good. It's just very dark.
Right,
Very
right,
dark.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It is
But yeah,
pretty dark, yeah. But
but
yeah, no,
yeah.
that this looks
It's
pretty fun.
that's pretty good. I'm gonna check out your movie.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna head outside for a bit.
Uh huh.
I'm gonna take in the sunlight. I'm gonna bask in it before I get back up to edit this.
Mhm.
Thank you for being the first
Yeah,
guest.
yeah, no problem. Yeah,
Uh, you've been a very good great guest, and I hope I get other
appreciate
good
it.
guests too because I don't feel like dealing with controversy.
Yeah, no,
um,
yeah, trust me. Just remember they're all human beings, just like we talked
yeah,
about.
exactly. Yeah, no
Right.
matter when I'm up here reviewing, interviewing fucking all of Trash Taste. I'll actually maybe just Connor. I think Connor's the best guy
uh,
there, most sane. Um, yeah, I think I'll try to keep it at bay. I remember my roots.
right, right.
So thank you for this, man. It was
Yeah,
really
no
fun.
problem, bro.
Good time.
Anytime. This was fun.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, man.
No problem. Have a good day.
You too, bro. You too, bro. Peace.
See ya. Oh golly, oh boy, now wasn't that great? What a great guy. I remember I used to be very intimidated by him. I clicked on one of his videos and I heard that voice and I was like, ooh, fuck. Ooh, fuck. Now I know that, he's a soft boy. He's a nice guy. And that's why you gotta talk to your mutuals, alright? You gotta talk to the people around you. You know. You gotta interact with them. Live a little bit. And get out, yeah, stop just scrolling by and saying, "Oh, what if, you know, maybe you can make a move, maybe you'll find someone in the pursuit of speaking to them. Without speaking to people, you would learn more about them. I didn't think that would be possible. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned more about me. You learned more about Sam. You learned a little bit more about elove.com. And I'm glad you were here I'm glad I was able to get a sponsor on my first show. That's pretty big. No one ever has a sponsor on their first show. And I was the first guy. So, just saying, totally real sponsors, totally real guests. Who else is doing it like me? I don't know. But I hope you enjoy. Remember to ring that bell button and hit that subscribe key. Thank you.